Hey everybody, here we are. It's a Monday night. This will be the first edition of Crypto CJ's Zoom call. I've got some people I've known and traded with for over a year and some new friends from CryptNation, Altcoin Alert. And today it's going to be focused on day trading. I'm going to talk about how I use Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro's Buddy Coin Crawler to find trades, and then what I do with that information. It's similar to what I put in my videos, but with a group here, I'm going to go over a few coins and a few charts, and just see if we can find anything to trade tonight. I'll warn you, I have been furiously going through the charts for the last hour, and I haven't found anything I liked, but maybe that'll change in the next few minutes. Who knows? But anyway, here I am on the Altcoin Alert page, and I've got this sorted by trading activity. That's my favorite way to sort. The AA scores are about the third thing I look at, but I'm interested in the trading activity and the social activity. So, and then I put stars by the coins I like to trade. They're all on the Binance International site. That's the one I use the most, or the exchange. I'm going to avoid XRP for now. That one just has too much controversy going on. I'm not sure what it's going to do, so I don't feel real comfortable in talking about it.
Boy, XRP had a run up early this morning. It went up to like 61 cents.
Yeah, I think there was some kind of social media, pump about that coin. So it's come down quite a bit since then. But
well, the dialogue on XRP is that Asian put it up there because they have access to Binance, and our markets here are pretty limited. If you're staying in the U.S. to the U.S. markets, and they don't open until after 8 o'clock, and the pump had already happened. Yeah. So they took advantage of the market, and then the dump went to those who couldn't access the account. So there's a lot of warnings out there, pump and dump.
Yeah. It's been a trend lately. Same thing with the Dogecoin. I made some money on that pump and then lost a little bit on a dump. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I made a lot on it, honestly.
Yeah, I know. You crushed it on that one.
Yeah.
So let's look at this one here, Thorchain or RUNE. We've got fire on trading activity, thumbs up on social, a neutral on the AA score. I'm usually looking for neutral or a better on that. So I'm going to bring up that chart. And on RUNE, well, I found this out recently. You can just type a coin on here. It'll show up. Just have to do it kind of slowly, though. So this is the RUNE chart, and just about everything going on right now looks like this. This is a squeeze where there's not a great distance between the high and the low Bollinger Band. These green lines here, the Bollinger Band. This pink line is the SMA line. And obviously we have the candles. So my favorite trades to do are dips and retraces. So I like to set alerts on this RSI down here, the relative strength index, and have it go into this white area. This is below 30. This indicates oversold. So had we been doing this Zoom at 7 in the morning, we would have had something to talk about because it dipped down here, started coming back up, and I would have been interested in this trade after seeing this candle action here, about 4 green candles going up. So I would have gotten in probably right about here, looked for my retrace to this group of candles, and that would have been an 8.5% trade. It would have taken, about 3 hours. So 8% in 3 hours is a really good day trade. Unfortunately, we don't really have a setup like that right now. If we look at this on the day chart, we can get a feel for what its overall picture is, and it's in a pretty much an all-time high right now. So a retrace isn't realistic. It could pump up even more. We could look at this like a squeeze trade. Maybe get in here, have it go to the top Bollinger Band, that's only 2%. There's nothing wrong with 2% as a day trade when you're first starting out, but my risk tolerance is quite a bit higher than that. So I'm usually looking for 5 to 10% myself, but you can do really well for yourself piling up a bunch of 1s and 2s and 3s. So anyway, I don't really see something to do with RUNE right now. You may want to, let's set an RSI alert. This is one of my favorite things to do. To add an alert on the RSI, if you're on a Windows, you can just right-click, click right here. It'll usually default to whatever the current RSI reading is, so you have to change that to 30. Then to click down here, it'll automatically change to 30. And then you might want to write a note to yourself, trade at oversold 30 ? And then you click OK or create, and that'll show up down here. And that'll go off if it dips down below. What I like about this is it tends to do that on a second or third dip or a single dip, hard spike. So the downside of these is they tend to go off at 2 or 3 in the morning, but it's okay. Make a trade, roll over, go back to sleep. That's what I do all the time. So that's the first one I'm looking at or considering is RUNE. So I'm going to get out of that for now. And then Band I looked at as well. It's had a big run up, 36%. We might be too late for this, but I still think it's worth checking out. Got fire on social activity and trading activity, a neutral AA score. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Actually, I've got that one in my Fib retracement. Now, these markings you're seeing are Fibonacci retracements, and it's an advanced way to calculate retracements. Probably beyond the scope of this meeting, so I'm going to hide that drawing for now. But Band is arching up nicely, and I did look at this earlier. This had a big pump up a few months ago, back in August and September, all the way up to $17. And as you may have heard Bryce Paul talk about in the CryptNation group, price has memory. So, there's a reasonable chance this could return to that same price range. There's no guarantees in this, but it's certainly, I don't know if I would say it's probable, but it's worth looking at. So
actually, on my screen, I've got an indicator that's showing we're in a momentum wave on that, and that there's a strong amount of cash that's being flown from a momentum. And so we really might watch that, because now that it's broken out of the teacup, it looks like it's got some real strong legs underneath it to pump.
All right. Connie's talking about volume indicators, which is another technical indicator available to us on TradingView. What would you do with this situation? I got the hour chart on. Do you want me to stay on this or go to the 5-minute or the day, or what do you think, Connie? Or would you just watch this for a while, set an alert, or?
Well, I had watched a video last night that they were already saying that once it had passed the $11 mark, that it was going to pump. And so it's wide open. And if you look at your indicators, you've got that. Oh, you don't have that volume indicator. The
VPOC, the VPOC.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping it.
Yeah, and even, like I showed, just going to the day chart, there's good, there's room for this coin to move. So,
well, there's a lot of behind the project. And the one thing you really have to learn, at least I've taken the last months to learn the significance of each one of the projects and why you would stay with one versus another. If one has a very small cap, it doesn't have the ability to sustain itself. It's just going to be here for a day or so, and then they're going to find something else to play with, right? But when you get into something because of the DeFi movement, and the decentralized finance is really a big deal now with all the social media things going on, Band has now come to the forefront in terms of narrative. And so we're going to see some significance for it to come back to where it was playing last year during the DeFi movement.
Yeah, it's really helpful in general to know the history of any coin you're trading. I think it's less of an issue in a like a basic 1, 2, 3 dip, type sequence. That's generally more.
Well, if you're going to go in momentum, in other words, if you're going to go above where it's, and you're going to now go back into where it's really traded above its markets, because it really fell off the map after the DeFi thing movement. So once it goes back to retracing and it's going to start going back to those high dollars, then there's different technical analysis, which is more than 1, 2, 3 dips.
Right. So Band is probably a better candidate for more of a trend trade than like what I was talking about earlier, the the dip and retrace type approach. So that's good information. Thank you for that, Connie. And that's a coin we'll keep an eye on. So then we'll look at one more from Altcoin Alert, and I was looking at Sushi earlier. Let's check that one out. Again, we've got the thumbs up on the social activity and the trading activity. Got at least a neutral score. Ideally on this upper, I'm looking for more like 5% or higher, but this is pretty close. So we'll go ahead and check that one out. Sushi looks pretty similar to Band, at least on the hour chart. And we're pretty close to an all-time, we're beyond an all-time high on this one too.
You're going to see that on Sushi and Uni, and all of them are starting to really get some significance.
All those exchanges and DeFis. And so again, not seeing anything in particular to do with Sushi on the 1 hour chart or the 5-minute chart, unless you want to try to ride this trend. And in this situation, I might use a fib retracement, but I'm not going to do that here. So, and then there was a coin I saw. I think it was on the Buddy Coin Crawler. So now I'm going to switch from Altcoin Alert to the Buddy Coin Crawler, the iCoinPro product. And there's some overlap with Altcoin Alert, but what I sort by is the average low to the SMA value. So just like it sounds, the 24-hour low of the coin to the SMA, that pink line I showed you on the chart before, if that, I'm looking for 5% or higher on that, if that tends to show that it has room to move, and those are the kind of coins I like the most. And one I was looking at earlier was this Alpha coin. This is the one I've traded before, even done a video or two about it. As you can see, there's a drop-down menu on iCoinPro, and it'll take me to a trading view chart of Alpha. It's on the 5-minute chart now. And I've already got an RSI alert set here. This morning it came down and created a nice trend up after it hit that 30 RSI. So that value went from here all the way up to here, 21% in 3 hours and 20 minutes. Love that kind of move. So those are the kind of moves I'm usually looking for after I get the information from, one of my sources. Now it's trending down. It might hit that 30 again. Bitcoin's just dropped from 34.1 to about 33.6 in about an hour. So that probably has something to do with these coins dropping as much as they have. Okay, let's see what else we have on iCoinPro's Buddy Coin Crawler. This is a coin I like too, XVX, Venus. Traded this one a couple times too in January. But this one is in a squeeze, starting to bubble up. Could be a dip sequence here. We've got this pattern. If it comes down here, then it would be something good to look at. I did have an alert go off on FTM about an hour and a half ago, and so I'm going to bring that one up. And that was on Buddy Coin Crawler. And as you can see, this is in a dip sequence that interests me. So you got the squeeze here, it's bubbling out. Let's go ahead and mark these dips. You've got a dip here, another one here, and another one here. So this is a coin I would probably seriously consider buying. Get out of there. So the potential profit to the SMA line is 4.78%. That's pretty good. If I want to take on a little bit more risk, push it a little harder, I go up to this set of candles right here where I'm seeing some resistance. That's 9.5%. And if I want to take on a little more risk and push even harder, I might go up to this level here for 12.5%. But obviously, the higher you go up, the more risk you take. It could go halfway up and then drop into another dip sequence. So that would be frustrating. But this FTM right now, I would probably keep an eye on this and look at Bitcoin at the same time. I've got another screen over here. That's why I'm looking over here. But it looks like the Bitcoin drop has leveled off some. I've got 4 candles going sideways. Might be a good time to enter this FTM trade if you are so inclined. So that's basically my coin overview based on iCoinPro and Altcoin Alert. Connie, are you familiar with the FTM coin at all?
Yes, I used to trade it. There's a lot of, in fact, I was just in it from my screen. I have a new system that I'm going to talk about, sometime in the future, but I've got some X's on it that says there's some, as you're seeing it come down the MACD and it's touching to cross over the signal and then it's bouncing back and opening up again. Mm-hmm. There's been some market manipulations on that. So it's keeping opening up because there's other players in the market trying to manipulate the amount of profit that's on that coin. So it's going to take a little bit. You're going to need to have that one to cross over before you'd ever want to enter into a trade on that one with that kind of a signal. And as far as it's gone down from the histogram.
All right. So you probably want to wait here to the...
well, I would want to make sure that it crossed over because you've got a lot of distance between that and the histogram. You got some good profits, because of that distance, but you're going to want to make sure that that's closed, that it's not going to open up again.
All right. So Connie's suggesting we wait for a MACD cross over here, something like this, before entering the trade. That's something I do all the time. I wait for a MACD cross. I'm also looking for candle action in my favor. And I'm willing to lose some profit in that scenario to, get some peace of mind that the trend is being confirmed going back up. So.
And that's right, because you've got a lot of distance between that and your SMA. So right. There's a profit to be made once that coin returns.
Indeed. So
that's a good one.
So FTM might be the one to watch tonight. Okay, so that's all I have as far as what my agenda is and what I had planned to talk about. So at this time, I'd like to open up for any kind of questions that you folks have, especially about the Altcoin Alert folks may want to chime in and go back over to that screen too. So who wants to speak up? We're all shy tonight.
I'm muted.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay, I heard somebody spoke up.
Sean, can you hear me?
I hear 2 people now.
I'll stop.
Okay. Hey, just a quick question. On the Altcoin Alert, I think that I've got the kind of the priority that you go down is you basically sort it by the trading activity 1, then you look for what's happening with the social activity, and then you're also looking for the 1-hour projection. I think those are kind of the 3 things that you look through, right?
Right. Those are probably the top 3, and then I take the AA score into consideration as well. I'll not do the trade if the AA score is bearish. So.
Got it. So basically those 4 components, based on those 4 components, then you'll probably also look at, you eliminate a couple like coins that you think might be garbage, like or controversial, I'll say.
Right.
And so then based on your assessment, you use those 4 and then take a look at it. Do they generally line up with your technical analysis when you're looking at the MACD, the volume, and the RSI?
That's, analysis you have to do after the fact. So what, in a sentence, what Altcoin Alert tells me is what's hot now. What can I, what information, what coin is most likely to go up in the next 24 hours, which is a day trader is what I want to know. So
Great.
it just tells me that these coins have the ability to do that, or the likelihood to do that, and then I apply my technical analysis afterwards. It's not a substitute for technical analysis. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, good.
So you said that the AA score is bearish. Define bearish. Like what number are you looking at?
It usually says bearish on it, but
oh, that's true.
yeah, I think it's below 40 or 39 and below, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It literally says the word right in front of my face.
That's okay. Hey, we're all learning this, so.
Yeah, that's fine. One thing, I looked at that thing you recommended that we look at for the 1, 2, 3 dip before the call. It was in the email. And so what I did this morning was I looked at Altcoin Alert and I looked at the box at the top. Can you scroll back up to the top?
Okay.
Just like to practice once I've read that, I looked at the top 5 winners from yesterday, the middle box there.
Right.
And tried to set up my trading view for the 5 minutes and everything they said. And then I looked to see if I would have seen something coming with the 1, 2, 3 dip on any of the ones that actually blew up yesterday, which seemed like good practice to me. I don't know, but the bottom line is I didn't find anything in those 5, but I got to look around for a while.
That's okay. Yeah, obviously the ones that trend up over 30% are unlikely going to dip, 3 times.
Yeah.
Unless they crash. I mean, that can happen. So.
Give me something to do.
It's not a bad idea. So cool. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Just unmute yourself and ask.
Hey there.